In this video, let's look at how you can use a web service inside the ClaySys form. So this is a online web service that's actually used to convert units. So if you look at this example, it's just converting kilograms to grams. So you can just type in the values. Now we're just giving you an example. So this is the input values that can be used. So this is output. So we are going to use this web service in our form. So I'm just going to copy this URL. Now if I go to the data source settings in my ClaySys AppForms designer, I can create a web service data source. So I'm going to give it a title, convert weight, and description. I mean, it's optional, so you just need to use any description that you want to use, and then the URL will be the current URL. And this is an anonymous web service, so you don't need to type in the username and password here. You just need to click on the save button. So if you are going to use Sharepoint Web Service, you just need to select those options there. So I'm just going to create a new form, and then I'm going to use this newly created web service here. So I'm going to call this form as converter, and I'm just going to give the same name as the form title. So for the web service to work, I'm just going to drag and drop 4 text boxes and a button. So once you type in the values to the first 3 text boxes and click on the button, it will give you the output. It will invoke the data source and it will give you the output in the 4th text box. So now I have 4 text boxes and a button. For the first text box, I'm going to use this for the input weight. So I've just given a name txt input weight, and I'm going to give the same as a label text. Now once I do this, I'm going to go to the second text box, and the second text box is going to be used to use the unit that needs to be converted. So that will be the from unit, and the third one is going to be the to unit, so which is a unit that you need to convert to. So that is what I'm going to give the label as, and so the label will be to unit. Now coming on to the 4th text box, I'm going to call the 4th text box as the output. So it will be txt output, and to the label I'm going to change the label to result. So whatever result we are going to get will be displayed here, and the button I'm going to rename it to convert. So the name is btn convert, and the text is convert. Now let's go to the data source settings and create a new data source. I'm going to select web service as a data source. I'm going to call it ds converter ws for web service, and once you do this, it's displaying all the in the web service data sources. I selected convert weight. I click on the add button. There's one web method, so I select that and click next. So this is the SOAP input. You don't need to do anything here. Click next, and you just need to map the controls to the input values. So weight comes from the txt input weight, from unit comes from txt from unit, to unit comes from txt to unit. So this is the input that we are giving for this web service. Now I click next, and this is the response SOAP, and I just click next and map the output text box here. Click on the finish button. I'm going to add a trigger for the button converter, and I'll finish the data source configuration. Now if you go to the preview, I can type in the input value, the from unit, and the to unit. So you can even have it as a drop down, but just have it as text box. So you can see the result coming here. And these results we can also map it. You can see the input and output SOAP XML in the transaction log in the designer. So if you have any errors, you can go and check there, and it will display all the errors for you. Thank you.